Hello, everyone. Welcome to This Day. It is Thursday, and it is June 2nd. Now, we do have a few meetings going on today, so let's take a look at those. We've got one starting this morning at 9:30, which is the third mutual budget landscape review. That will be in the boardroom. And then at noon, we have the third landscape committee meeting, and that will also be in the boardroom. And then at 1:30 this afternoon, we have the United Mutual Budget and Landscape Review, and that will also be in the boardroom. So a lot going on today in the boardroom. And then on our show today, we have Greg Rass, who is a candidate for U.S. Congress. We're going to hear all about him and all of the exciting things that he would do if he was in Congress. And then we have Orange County Clerk Recorder Hugh Wynn, who is here because he wants to tell us all about the expansion and some new things that they're doing over at the recorder's office. So stick around for both of those. All right, let's take a look at our weather. Well, we are burning off that fog as quick as we can, and then we're going to look at some nice skies today. 78-61, tomorrow 78-64. Saturday, 74-61, then Sunday, 73-62, and then partly sunny on Monday, 77-66. Our sunrise this morning was 5:41, and our sunset will be at 7:57. And thank you, Lori, for sending this beautiful photo of this flower. I really love the colors, just like you do. And you will also have been entered into our contest. So at the end of the month, we will draw the names from those folks who have sent us photos for the month of June, and you will be entered to receive a Village Television coffee mug. And just remember, we can only enter you one time. So if you send 3 photos, thank you, but only once will you be into the system. So, all right, thanks for sending that in, Lori. I appreciate it. If you have a photo you would like to share with us, please email it to lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. Stick around and we'll get to know Greg Rass. We'll be right back.
It's time for a reinvention. It's time to write new chapters in our life stories. Every story includes a middle, where important events unfold. A second act, if you will, where characters learn more about themselves, where people discover how truly different life could be. A reinvention, a retirement. It's time to turn your hobbies into creative businesses, to volunteer using skills gathered across a lifetime, to hit the open road in search of new horizons and fresh faces. It's time to grab those grandchildren and hold them close. Grand adventures. Or simple pleasures. Today's retirement is different. It's not the final chapter in the book of life, but rather a new beginning. A second act.
We're coming for you, Cancer. At City of Hope, we won't stop working until we've saved every life. That's why we're opening an NCI-designated academic cancer campus right here in Orange County. Your days are numbered, Cancer. We're coming for you, Cancer. At City of Hope, more than 400 world-renowned physicians and 1,000 scientists and researchers are coming together to focus only on one thing: curing cancer. Your days are numbered, Cancer.
Welcome back. As I mentioned, we have Greg Rass here, who is a candidate for Congress. Well, welcome. Nice to see you again. How are you?
Well, we're down to the final 5 days, so
we sure are.
I am working so hard, but I'm doing really, really well. Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about your candidacy. I know, you've been a prominent member of the City Council in Mission Viejo, and what are some of the things that you've been doing that kind of lead you up to this?
Yes, I'm in my 8th year on City Council in Mission Viejo. I was mayor in 2019, and one thing I'm proud about is those 8 years on City Council, we've had a balanced budget every year. Mm-hmm. We've had a surplus, so we're able to put some of that surplus money into a rainy day fund. So when COVID hit in March of 2020, a lot of these small businesses were having trouble staying afloat, and we gave out almost $1 million in grants.
Wow.
Grants meaning they don't have to pay it back,
right,
to keep them afloat, and now they're back and starting to thrive again. So I'm just so proud of that. We had $30 million in reserve, so we're able to help them to stay afloat. But I'm a strong proponent of small business, a member of the Mission Viejo Chamber of Commerce. Every week we meet, and they're doing well, and I'm just so proud to serve my community, and now I want to follow on to serve one more time, this time in Congress.
Now, talk to me a little bit about the items or the things that you think are important that need to be changed in Congress right now.
Okay, this one thing when I get to Congress, the number one issue that I want to get some type of legislation to return the United States back to energy independence. Because if the United States is energy independent, we drill our own gas and oil, and we're still waiting for a follow-on, some type of follow-on energy policy. But right now we're not ready. And President Biden immediately, when he took office, stopped the drilling. He closed the pipelines, and so the oil industry just kind of stopped. They didn't know much about this Joe Biden, so how far he's going to go.
Right.
So as the drilling stopped and we became energy dependent again under President Trump, we were energy independent. As we became energy dependent again, we had to go to these countries like Saudi Arabia, Venezuela, Iran for oil, and then the price has gone up. So we have our own oil. We'll be fine. You know, it can bring the price down of oil. It can bring the price down of diesel fuel because everything gets moved around, and that should bring down inflation. So that'd be the number one, is bring the United States back to energy independence. And I found this out by going door to door. The number one issue is an egg used to be 8 cents, now it's 28 cents. You know, gasoline was $3 and now it's $6.50. It's up to $7 in some parts.
Right.
So that's the number one issue, the pocketbook. And I found that out because I have a lot of small donors for my campaign, and they've been amazing. But once gas hit $6, the donations kind of stopped. And I can understand that because they need the money for food. They need the money for gasoline.
Right, right.
So that's the number one issue I want to work on when I'm in Congress. And I want to get along with everybody in Congress for the good of the country. I'm a senior, you know, like your viewing audience, I'm a senior, and I want to help seniors. I understand Social Security, I understand Medicare, because I'm on it both, and so that's where I want to go.
Well, there's a lot to tackle, and you know, it's going to be tough for whoever is going to be in Congress, because there's so many things that are going on right now that I know you just want to jump in and do it all, but you have to take one step at a time.
Well, I'm a tough guy. I spent 30 years as a Marine Corps officer flying jet fighters around the world, mostly off of aircraft carriers, and retired at the rank of colonel, so I've been around the world, and I've been in 3 combat conflicts, Desert Storm being the largest, and I can handle Congress.
You can handle it.
I can.
And I saw your picture there, and of course the biggest movie right now is
Top
Gun Maverick,
Yep.
and that sounds like you.
That was me. I was a Top Gun, and I was a Top Hook. In 1993, I was on the aircraft carrier Abraham Lincoln. I was flying the F-18 Hornet. And every time you land your airplane, you get graded by what they call landing signal officer. Now, the 112 pilots on that carrier, I was ranked #1 as a Top Hook for that cruise, and I was named the 1993 Tactical Pilot of the Year. So the movie Top Gun is coming out at a perfect time. We all went the other night. I rented out a whole theater in Mission Viejo, and we all watched it together. And my son, who's a F-18 aviator himself, he was there. Obviously my wife, and I wish my father was there because he was a World War II bomber pilot.
Wow.
So we have a legacy. My father, World War II bomber pilot. I was a fighter pilot. My son's an F-18 aviator. So that movie was pretty cool to watch.
Well, and also your history, you know, you're pro-defense, you're pro-military, and, you know, why is that so important to us at this time?
Well, when our country was founded, the federal government had 3 issues. They're supposed to maintain national security. That's the #1 issue for the federal government. And the federal government's now exploded into energy, into education, and they're having trouble with that because they're not taking care of our borders. National security is to secure the borders, and we're seeing down in the southern border a lot of trafficking of drugs and child trafficking, sex trafficking. The cartels are getting rich, so they need to get a handle on that, and I want to work with that too when I get to Washington, because that's an issue. #2, what the federal government's supposed to do is to print a common currency, because when the colonies were together, each of the different colonies had their own, so they're really good at printing money, you know, and they need to get a handle on that, because that's another problem for inflation. And #3 is to regulate interstate commerce, and they do a pretty good job at that. So. Okay. When I go to Washington, I want to kind of get back to the fundamentals, and I want to get on the budget committee. A lot of congressmen don't want to be on the budget committee because it's late night working. When my kids are raised, they have their own families now. It's just be myself and my wife. We'll be in Washington. So I want to finally get a handle on this budget.
Yeah.
And as you said, I'm a military man, I'm a national defense guy, but there's a lot of waste at the Pentagon. I worked at the Pentagon. I see some of these weapon systems that are just way overpriced, like this brand new F-35 Joint Strike Fighter. Me, a fighter pilot, I would think, what a great airplane, but it's way too expensive. $160 million for one airplane? Come on. Somebody's getting rich, and it's not the taxpayers. But so I want to get a handle on the military budget and the Pentagon budget, and plus reduce the size of government, because the states are supposed to have the powers, and then the counties, and then the cities. But it's just totally backwards right now. The federal government has so much power, and the states are so beholden to the federal government because the money goes to the federal, and if they want some money, they gotta, you know, give me money. So I don't like that. So I'm going to be one of 435 congressmen, but I'm going to make a mark.
All right. Well, we look forward to hearing that and hearing all the things that you will be doing in Congress once you achieve that seat.
Well, there's a lot of ads out there. Please tell your listeners, I am not liberal. I've been called a lot of things in my life, but I've never been called liberal. But my opponents are just attacking, and I hope people aren't believing it. I'm very conservative. The Orange County Register sent all its candidates a survey, and of all the candidates, especially my number primary, I'm more conservative than her, but she keeps calling me liberal. I am not liberal. I am a tough fiscal hawk. I'm very conservative, both socially and economically, so, and financially.
Well, good luck to you, and thank you so much.
Well, thank you. We're very excited. Please vote. If you're not comfortable mailing in your ballot, go to your polling areas and vote for Greg Rath for Congress. A retired Marine. I have military experience. I have sitting elected official experience. I have business experience. I was president of a company for a number of years here in Anaheim.
Excellent. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
All right. If you want more information about Greg Rath, you can always go to his website, which is gregrath.com, and don't forget to vote on June 7th. We'll be right back.
Village Television presents Friday Films, only on Village Television. Fridays at 2 and 6 p.m. Foreign films, dramas, and comedies. Award-winning films, romance and mystery. Independent films. Every Friday, only on Village Television.
Number 1 reported accident for a senior is a fall.
Hi there, I'm Bob Eubanks. If you've taken a bad fall or your balance isn't what it used to be, it's time to try 60 Up. It's safe, it's effective balance training that can get you back on your feet in as little as 3 weeks, like it did me.
If you have balance, strength, or mobility issues, you need 60 Up.
Within a couple weeks, my balance has improved.
If you're feeling scared, you need 60 Up.
It works.
Go to 60up.com. That's the number 60up.com.
It changed my life, and it can change yours too.
Has hearing others been more difficult lately? If so, it might be time to look into hearing aids. But how do you know which hearing aid is right for you? At Hearing Remedy, we offer a free hearing aid test drive, a hassle-free way to find the perfect hearing aid for you, a no-pressure process that truly puts you in the driver's seat. Here's how it works. Contact Hearing Remedy to schedule an initial hearing evaluation. We'll check your hearing, and if the results show that you could benefit from hearing aids, we will fit them to you the same day with no commitment or deposit required. Take them for a test drive around the house, out on the town, and any place that you typically have trouble hearing. Come back in a week, and if it's not improving your life, we'll fit you with another hearing aid until we find the perfect one for you. It's really that easy. Call Hearing Remedy to schedule your risk-free hearing aid test drive today.
Looking for a change of scenery? You don't have to play golf to enjoy all that 19 Restaurant and Lounge has to offer. From a delicious breakfast menu to our delectable lunch and dinner specials. At 19 Restaurant and Lounge, there is something for everyone. Relax with your friends and family and take in the beautiful view from our spacious patio. Or enjoy a cocktail and appetizer in our lounge. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to socialize, enjoy a meal, or simply take in the view. Join us 7 days a week and experience Laguna Woods' exclusive dining experience.
Welcome back. Well, as I mentioned, we have Hugh Wynn here, who's our Orange County Clerk Recorder, and he's got some very exciting news. Well, welcome.
Well, thank you, Lisa, for having me here today.
Nice to have you, and how exciting. I know we weren't able to make it to your grand opening, but it sounds like you guys had a really good grand opening and expansion, so tell me what happened.
Yeah, so our office, South County is growing. It's really growing a lot in South County. So, we've been there at the Laguna Hills City Hall for almost 16 years. Okay. And our office is small, but our service is growing big. Mm-hmm. And a lot of customers are coming there. I don't want them to go down to Santa Ana. So what I did was, this was in the making for 3 years, but with the pandemic, we held off for a while. Mm-hmm. And so on May 25th, we had our grand opening, and it was an amazing day because I wanted to make it more efficient to our customers. Right. And so now on the other side, we will continue to issue birth, death, and marriage certificate. Mm-hmm. FBN, business owner, filed their fictitious business name with our office. Okay. And notary. If you want to become a notary, you file your notary bond with us. Okay. So what I did was I moved the new expansion to have marriage services on that side. So if you want to get married, you get your marriage license. Okay. And we also perform ceremonies. And so what we did was we never had a nice ceremony room, as you can see.
So look at that. So that looks really nice.
Yeah, so now we have a bigger ceremony room.
Okay.
And real property recording is really popular in South County. Mm-hmm. So now we have 2 windows to serve the public, and we don't close for lunchtime. That's when people come to us. Okay. And so I'm excited about our expansion. It's going to provide better service to our South County resident.
Now we have another photo that I want to show because there was a couple that was one of the first couples that came on and got married, and that's them on the right-hand side, correct?
Yeah, that day when we were there for the ribbon cutting, they were there. And I asked them if they would like to be the first to get married in our new ceremony room. And they were so excited. They were happy. And it was fun.
And they just happened to be wearing the appropriate attire.
Yeah, they look great. They look amazing. It was so nice for me to officiate the wedding. It was super nice.
Well, what were you doing before? Were you marrying people on the steps, or what happened?
No, we would have a small ceremony room, but also we did it outside at the city hall, by the fountain or on the grass. It's beautiful out here.
So they could choose one or the other,
exactly.
Right? Okay, mm-hmm. All right, perfect. Now you said real property recording services. What is that?
Yeah, so anybody who buys a home or refinance has to record with our office. I got Anything that deals with real property records.
So would that be like a deed?
Yes.
Gotcha.
So grant deeds, deeds of trust, subs and recons, anything that deals with real property documents. Okay. And what I like about our office is our recording fees, Lisa, is the lowest in the state. Wow. $7 for the first page, $3 for every additional page. Mm-hmm. So to me, that's very important for me. And also safeguarding the records, right? Mm-hmm. So we have experienced document examiners. We have cameras set up in there, so if anybody wants to come in and try to fraudulently do stuff, we can capture them, and we work with the DAs very closely. Okay. And so anything that gets recorded that deals with the transfer, you will get a letter from our office, a courtesy notice saying, hey, Lisa, there's something recorded in your property, and if it isn't you, it's the quick alert to let, you can reach out to the DAs. They have an amazing fraud team that helps our office, and that's how we try to safeguard the records. I know people watch commercial, they get scared, and you know, purchase of a home is the biggest investment for a family. And so my job is make sure we safeguard and secure the records, right? And another thing that I believe why we're so secure is we do electronic recording. So what that means is 87% of documents recorded goes through the title companies, the escrow companies, and they submit it electronically. So it's a designated connection between you and I, and you submit it to us. And not only that, you have to go through the DOJ, Department of Justice, get live scan, fingerprint, then we issue a token for you to register. So I believe that industry have a vested interest, right? And so I believe our records are more protected. And that's what I try to do for the homeowners in Orange County.
I think that sounds very smart, because I did actually hear about title transfer fraud that's been going on. And I don't even know, with all of those things in place, how are they getting away with it?
Yeah, Lisa, unfortunately, you know, if a document meets a requirement, it gets recorded. But you have to remember, if you go buy a home, a notary has to be in front of you, right? They have to say, personally appear, Lisa. And that's the security right there. Now, if a notary is fraud, there's nothing we can do about it. Our examiners, if it meets requirement, we're going to record it. But it's the quick action, right? We have zero mail carryover in our office. That means everything you submit to our office today gets recorded. The indexes for the grantor grantee, if you bought your home today, it'll be available within 48 hours. So it's important to be current, because anything happens in Orange County, we have it safeguarded. And with cameras, we keep cameras secure for 3 years, the taping. So that way the DAs can prosecute, right? And that's what my job is, to make sure I protect the best I can for the records for the Orange County.
Perfect. And then one last thing, you said that passport services are coming soon, which is great, because sometimes it's hard to find. I mean, you have to go to the post office, right? So now you guys are going to do that.
Yeah, so passport will be probably coming soon in like a month or so. We want to get comfortable with what we do and have staff to have some time to do that. And then passport will be coming, and we do new passport, no renewal. And we take passport photos. And so last month we went and I lowered the cost of the passport photos from 10 to 7. So we're the lowest passport fees in the whole county. And so if anybody needs a passport, you know where to come. Or if you want to get married, you know where to go.
If you don't want to run off to Vegas.
And one last thing is, in the future, I'm going to do what we call life weddings. So what that means is, Lisa, if you come in to get married and you have family members that live in Texas, Florida, or somebody who is sick at home, you're going to be able to live stream for your group only, privately, to watch your wedding. So that's coming. So we're working on a lot of stuff. And you know, I talk to so many couples, and sometimes their family members can't be there, and I feel really bad. And so we got to continue to provide great service, and that's what I'm doing.
Utilizing the latest technology.
That's right.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for the information. It's very nice to have you.
Thank you for having me here.
All right.
Thank you.
If you want more information about all of these services, you can go to the ocrecorder.com, or you can call the number on our screen so you can get married right down the street. We'll be right back.
Ann Bamberger writes, "When I first walked into the sewing room, I was shown such kindness and patience. I'm now part of the sewing room staff. It's awe-inspiring that Judy Yen comes into the sewing room 5 days a week to sew quilts for various charities. Her time and kindness is truly a beautiful thing."
Captain America.
Watch HGTV.
Netflix.
All right, a couple of announcements. So tomorrow is wine tasting at the Florence Sylvester Senior Center, and they are going to be tasting Sauvignon Blanc. But you do want to make sure you get in touch with them today and make a reservations because walk-ins are not accepted. And I don't know if it's sold out, so I would call right away to make sure you get in. Then also, there's something really cool happening this weekend. It's called the Electrify Expo. Tickets are $20. You can test drive electric cars, e-motorcycles, e-bikes, e-scooters, e-skateboards, and more. So everything E is going to be there, and it's going to be in Long Beach. And as I mentioned, tickets are $20, electrifyexpo.com. Okay, let's take a look at our weather real quick as we head out to enjoy the rest of our week. Burning off those clouds pretty quickly here. We're going to look at nice temperatures, 78, 61, 78, 64, 74, 61, 73, 62, and then partly sunny, 77, 66. Have a great day in the Village. We'll see you again tomorrow right here on Village Television at 9 a.m. Bye-bye.
There's service where it costs $150 or more just to evaluate what the light on the dash is. You get charged whether something is wrong or not. And then there's South County Lexus service. Here you'll receive a complimentary 161-point inspection regardless if you have a light on. Whether you decide to get service or not, it's on us. No gimmicks, no hassles. It's simple to schedule an appointment over the phone or online at southcountylexus.com. South County Lexus Service. Experience amazing.
Claire Trevor School of the Arts is UC Irvine's creative laboratory. From the most traditional of art forms to the radically new, we explore and develop the arts as the essence of human experience and expression. We're poised right now at a pivotal moment, as Trevor School is just emerging in its newest form. We have a brilliant future. We're just getting started.